Jim, always a focus on special teams.
Yeah, especially this year.
Yeah. Power play all year. It's been a tough go. Do you ever consider rotating or changing the units as far as, one unit starts and maybe the other one does?
Yeah, I mean, the one unit, has been our A unit, I guess you would say, and they've certainly got a lot, the lion's share of the ice time, and the B unit has always waited for them. They've been really dangerous, I thought, the last few games. So, they drew the last penalty and they've been out there. I would have probably started that group, but, you kind of watch and they're a little tired, so I didn't. But, it could happen tonight because we're just not getting enough right now to either group.
The other side of it, I guess, is the PK, which has been such a crutch for you guys all year. It's been so good. Is this maybe just a part of the break where you didn't really get a ton of time to work on it? You're coming out of the break. It's maybe an area of the sharpness is still coming back?
Yeah, I would, both special teams there's a lot of momentum in them. You're feeling good. You feel like your PK is going good. You're never going to get scored on. We've had stretches where the other team didn't even get a shot. We just felt so good. And then you get scored on a couple times and you start, are we doing this right? Should I go there? And as soon as you start doing that, you get yourself in trouble. So I know Smitty had a meeting today, and that was a big focus was let's just get back to what we do. And if they score, they score. Teams are going to make good plays. The second goal they scored the goal they scored, I guess, was pretty incredible play by three players all at the same time. So, so much like the power play, when you don't score, you put an extra pressure on you and you start questioning and you go slow. PK is the same thing. So both of them, got to get back on track.
We spent a lot of time recently talking about the QB and the Fiala kind of dynamic. These last couple of games, a lot of good looks for Deneau and Trevor Moore and Warren Fogle. What have you liked about that group?
Yeah, that line's playing really well. I think two things in particular. I thought that Morsey has struggled getting back up to his level. I think we can all agree over the last week or 10 days that he looks as close to the Morsey that we all know. Offensively, he still works and he does all those things. But, last night he's hanging onto the puck, he's turning people back, he's wrapping the puck around. So that looks like the Morsey that we've all come to appreciate. And I think Folks' game had dropped just a little bit going into the break and coming out of it, and he's really got himself together too. I think the two of them, and then Phil's always solid down the middle. Phil's game is pretty consistent, and so all three of them are complementing each other really well right now. We were just talking about it in the room. It's when you get. It never seems like you have all three or four lines going at the exact same time in a season. There's a few games, and we've needed them all, but it's usually one or two or one, and it can bounce between the different lines. It's just the nature of the beast.
Expect any changes tonight?
Yeah, we're going to have Akil will draw in. We'll play 12 forwards tonight, and Clarkey will go out.
First time seeing the Blues this season. You see them 3 times in 8 days. What kind of problems can they cause?
Well, they're playing pretty good right now. Scoring a bunch of goals. They've got really a dynamic group of forwards. And then if you look at the back end, you'll see them up ice this whole game. We're going to try to, have a plan to try to slow them down a little bit. But Leddy, Falk, Parayko, Broberg is skating. Fowler now, we all know from Anaheim. So that's a group of D that probably skate as well as any group in the league. So they're going to make it hard on us. So we've got to make sure we've got numbers back.
Prep standpoint, that's kind of unique to play a team that many times in that short amount of time. How does that kind of benefit you guys maybe?
Yeah, it's odd. So we haven't seen them yet, and I've said this before. We always like to play a team, then you got the tape on the game. You see what they did, what you did well. It's an easier game prep. So we don't have that going in this. So this one will be, probably a little bit less, I guess I couldn't say that, structured than what we'll probably see over the next 2 games. Just like a playoff series. Well, okay, they did this well. We have to clamp this down. That'll go on over these next 3 games.
Anything in Kopitar's game you see or not seen or anything with his game?
Well, I mean, he's struggled to score. We know that. He's working. He's doing the things that Kopi does. He never cheats you. He's back. He's in position. I just think if we can get Laugh and Turk going a little bit better, we just need, there's 3 guys on the line. We need some guys to just make some plays to one another. So a lot of focus on Cope. It's not always Cope. It's getting some people beside him to make some plays and then just breaking the ice, and then just getting, the flywheel going in the right direction again.